Today we're going to visit with a former race car driver, a founder of his own racing school. We're even going to go to his home and have a look at his vintage car collection. And maybe, just maybe, I might be able to race a car just like that. All here and more on Cruisin' New England.
Skip Barber has achieved fame in a lot of ways. Racer, founder and developer of the most respected driving school in the world, president and owner of Lime Rock Park Racetrack.
This is chauffeur service.
Nothing but the best here at Lime Rock Park.
But not everyone knows he owns a very special and unique collection of automobiles. And I'll get some driving tips from the master.
Now we're going to go in and have you do it, except do it better than me.
We'll take some laps around the track with Skip Barber on Cruisin' New England.
Ranked in the top 10 nationally and going for #1.
McMokin Chevrolet is one of the largest dealers of new and pre-owned Corvettes in the country, with over 50 Corvettes, including the ZR1 in stock and ready for immediate delivery. In the pursuit of your sports car, make it the true American sports car, the Corvette. Or maybe it's the brand new 2010 Camaro. If it's new, pre-owned, or hard to find, McMokin Chevrolet is your dealer.
Call today and experience why. McMokin Chevrolet.
The Thompson Auto Group.
Hi, I'm Jim Grundy, president of Grundy Worldwide Collector Car Insurance. We've been in the business of insuring collector cars since 1947, and we've learned that what collectors need is agreed value coverage at incredibly low rates. So for a legendary service, superior coverage, all at a substantial savings, call Grundy Worldwide or visit us online.
Intercity Lines Incorporated, America's premier enclosed auto transporter, providing enclosed transport throughout the United States. Call 800-221-3936 or visit us on the web.
Cruisin' New England magazine. Plan your cruise and car show season. Subscribe today at cruisingNewEngland.com or call 508-428-8055.
Imperial Worldwide insulation vinyl siding, copper and seamless aluminum gutters, closet-made shelving systems, and zero clearance fireplaces. We strive to make the building process easy and fun.
Garage Storage Cabinets of Northern New England offers premier services in custom storage, organizer, and flooring systems for residential and light commercial spaces, specializing in garages, basements, and workrooms. If you are a discriminating person who views your garage or workspace as an extension of your home, you will be absolutely delighted with our products and individualized services. We are a New England family-owned and operated business, so take the next step. To schedule your in-home consultation and pricing, call us today. We're back with Skip Barber, racer, driving school founder, and car collector.
How does a man who graduated from Harvard University with a degree in English ever think that he could, be a race car driver or even have a racing school?
Well, I majored in cars and girls, but back then you had to have a major. It's more like I was a kid growing up interested in cars who went to Harvard by mistake, and that's the part of my life that really doesn't fit, rather than the other way around.
When did you start racing?
Sports cars were a big deal when I was in college, and racing was really beginning in the 50s, and I followed it. I drove, we raced on the street, really. In Cambridge, there's used to be a great set of rotaries around Harvard's stadium, and I held the lap record in my class, which had to be set between midnight and 1 in the morning. And I started to race my senior year in college.
Skip became a professional racer by the late 1960s.
I didn't do anything big. I was good, I was fast. I had no resources. And back then that meant, obviously, you had to get other people to pay for it. And there were a lot of people in the business of selling cars. So I got put in cars people wanted to sell. And almost by definition, they were not the best cars. The guy who was the importer of the fastest English car, people would line up to buy it. The guy who had the slow Italian car, I'd get to drive it. And consequently, I ended up driving a lot of unreliable cars. That was a much more common thing then. So I set a lot of lap records, but I didn't win significant things. I wasn't around at the end.
By the 1970s, Skip moved from racing to education through the Skip Barber Racing School. And this made it all possible for him to collect a wide range of classic cars.
Okay, Skip, you tell me this is the real deal, all right? Something that you would see in the period. So let's talk about it.
It's a real hot rod, an East Coast hot rod from the early 50s. And these cars were built usually by teenagers or guys in their early 20s. No money. Went to the junkyard to get pieces. They almost all started with 1932 Fords. That's what this is. This is actually a 1932 Ford grill, except typical of all the metal work on the car, it's been shortened. The guy who built it owned a body shop, and there's all kinds of little custom touches around it. These front fenders are spare tire covers from a car called a Rio. The surface is beautiful, but no money, built with torches. And if you look under this, it's really crude.
Is this what they call a one-size-fits-all vehicle?
Yes, yes. Non-adjustable seat. And you'll see, this will really show you.
Actually, it's pretty easy to get into.
Oh, that part's good, but all the rest is bad. I mean, it looks great, but I mean, you're almost looking over the windshield. The wind is terrible the way it comes in here, and it hits you in the back of the head and comes around the sides. Can't keep a hat on. Pedals are way out there. I mean, the seat's almost on the floor. Huge stock Ford steering wheel. Standard 3-speed column shift. Great instruments. Makes a great noise, and heaven help you when you get to a corner.
Skip has a classic 49 Ford, but he didn't buy that one first. First came the custom version. Then he bought the original to compare.
So, Paul, this is a standard Ford two-door made from 1949 to 1951, often called the shoebox. Pretty obvious why.
Right.
And my definition of a custom car is a car that they should have built in the first place, done later by a designer and great metalman. And I've got a custom version of this that's really nice. I mean, if you look at the two, the green one sure is recognizable as a Ford, no question, but everything's been changed. The windshield slopes back, top's obviously lower, the whole angle of the back of the top is different. If you come back to the front, it's much cleaner. You know, a lot of stuff has been removed, but look at the Ford emblem. It's a miniaturized version of the one on that car. And if you look at the grille, this is so much cleaner and simpler, and the center of it is literally a smaller version.
He actually fabricated the original.
Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours. Ironically, this was designed by a frustrated guy at GM, a very well-known designer. And it was built by a guy named Foose on the West Coast, and it's a pretty famous car called the Foose Ford.
Let's talk about the back of the vehicle.
The bumper's very different. You see the little the exhaust outlets in the bumper.
This area here?
Yeah, they of course exactly match the parking lights up front. Where's the trunk latch?
You tell me.
Under the back bumper.
Under the back bumper.
And of course there are no hinges on the trunk the way there are in the standard one. Look at the back window compared to the standard one. Smaller, and you can really see the different angle of the back. And then of course underneath, it's a modern car. It has a modern Ford engine, a modern automatic transmission, air conditioning. You can't see that when you look inside the car.
When we return, more of Skip Barber's collection and a driving lesson at Lime Rock Park.
Now what?
There's only one place to go. Modern Auto Body. We'll estimate the damage and assist with the insurance paperwork. Your vehicle's frame is laser checked to ensure exact alignment. Repairs are performed by ICAR and ASC certified technicians using OEM parts. A computerized system analyzes existing paint color and formulates an exact match. Modern's temperature-controlled bake booth then hardens the finish. Upon completion, your vehicle will be in perfect pre-accident condition.
Cruisin New England Productions advertising and sponsorship opportunities. Cruisin New England magazine has been updating auto enthusiasts with event information and special features for over 15 years. Cruisin New England, the Fun Car Show series, includes the Elite Dream Machines at Mohegan Sun, the All Wheels Nationals on Cape Cod, the Super Wheel Showdown on City Hall Plaza, Boston, and the Spooktacular Cruisin Classic. Cruisin New England with Paul Manette on Nesson showcases magnificent collections of automobiles, memorabilia, collectibles, cruise night, and car show segments. For more information, call 508-428-8055.
Vintage Auto Sales, specializing in brass era and classic automobiles from 1910 through the 1940s. Totally and partially restored vehicles, vintage motorcycles, and parts. Check out our website.
Coker Tire Company offers vintage tires for collector vehicles from the late 1890s through the mid-1970s. Call today at 1-800-251-6336 or visit online at cokertire.com. BASF, the chemical company, leading supplier of automotive custom paint finishes, featuring 12 new custom colors created by Chip Foose exclusively through BASF. Distributor information at www.basfrefinish.com.
Intercity Lines Incorporated is America's premier enclosed auto transporter with service to all 48 states. Intercities features 53-foot air ride trailers equipped with lift gates for level loading of all vehicles. Intercity's drivers are the most experienced in the auto transport business and treat each car as if it was their own. Intercity provides transport services for car owners, auto manufacturers, dealers, museums, auto auctions, concours, and racing events. Call us toll-free or visit our website. We're back with Skip Barber, famed racer, founder of the Skip Barber Racing School, and owner of Limemark Park in Connecticut. And he also has a classic car collection. Skip owns a 1939 Woody wagon in mint condition.
You know, wood station wagons were originally built for bringing people from the train station, to the nice hotel, or for people that owned estates. I mean, this thing has 3 seats. You can put a lot of people in there. And of all the Woodies, of all the Ford Woodies, this 1939 I think is the best looking. It's the first one where the headlights are in the fender instead of being mounted on the fender. It's got the waterfall grille, which is the best looking grille for sure. Woody is wood, and Ford used 3 kinds. They used mahogany for very special customers. There's no mahogany on this car. And maple and ash.
Can we have a look at the interior of this? And basically, you brought it back to 1939.
Yeah, this is standard of that year. Yeah.
Do you take it out at all?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. This motor was built by a very famous hot rodder in the state of Washington. And if anybody's watching that really knows what they're looking at, they would realize that's the wrong carburetor. It's a Ford type of carburetor, but it's wrong for this year.
Why? Why that carburetor? Give it a little more zip?
Yeah. I like cars. I didn't ever set out to have a car collection. I bought cars that I, one at a time, that I liked to drive. And then I ended up with 10 or 12.
Here's an example of a classic Art Deco design, a 1936 Cord.
So why don't you tell us about your 36 Cord?
Well, this car was built during the Great Depression, and there was one car company, one man owned Duesenberg, the most famous American car probably, Auburn, and Cord. And this is the car that was supposed to save that whole combined company from bankruptcy. And it wasn't successful. But to me, what's most interesting is, with that much on the line, he let a guy in his 20s named Gordon Bjorg design the whole thing and no restrictions. So when you look at this whole car, if you're interested in design, there are no compromises. The first car with covered headlights, the coffin nose. It has a radio antenna. You can't find it because it's a whole bunch of wires under the car because he didn't want the antenna to show. They had no money. Normally you build a car roof by stamping it out, big die. This is 9 different pieces of metal welded together and then filled. Everything inside the car is made by hand. Labor obviously was cheap in the Depression, so doorknobs are turned on a lathe. The front, these, like I said, are the first covered headlights, but they don't open like a modern car. I open the suicide door. Suicide door is one that opens at the front, not the back. Much more convenient than a modern door, but obviously dangerous. And then you crank up the lights. You can't do this in a big hurry while suddenly it gets dark. And obviously you do the two sides separately. If you look at the interior, this is a real Art Deco interior. This is a front-wheel drive car. That was really unusual. A V8 engine built by an aircraft engine company. That's pretty unusual. And a what they call a pre-selector transmission, where you put it in the next gear and it doesn't shift until you touch the clutch.
No. Great line.
Jack Bachstrom is a longtime friend of Skip Barber. As a racing and sports car specialist with RM Auctions, he's more than qualified to talk about this British pre-war gentleman's touring car.
Two magnetos, and the magneto controls are over there. Two levels of horn volume, get that.
So what can be better looking than this? They only made 6 of these originally. They were so expensive, and they were all handmade, alloy bodies.
And it's a nice, nice car to drive.
Yeah, I wouldn't know that, but you said...
I do.
Well, it's got a 4.5-liter Meadows engine with 2 big SUs and lots of torque. And the beauty of this is that the lines, basically. It doesn't have any running boards, it doesn't have any bumpers. It's got these wonderful P100 headlamps and the classic Lagonda radiator, just a driving light in the middle. And these lines repeat themselves all over the car. You know, this and this. And the best part of this car that holds the whole design together is this sweep spear, which actually starts up here and goes as a reveal here, and then accentuated by this chrome strip. And clever designer, he continued it and made a fender skirt, which echoes the finish of that. And it even has occasional seats inside, best used by children, I guess.
One
And you
seat.
picked great colors for this car because, you know, this is a very special body design, and you have to pick not a dark or a light color, but something that shows this reveal. And, you know, the texture of this leather is great.
Well, I copied this from an American football.
When we return, we'll get a look at one of Skip's Ferraris and take it over to Lime Rock Park.
Welcome to the Town Fair Tire Recognition Award Series. Each week we're going to be giving away an award to recognize a classic car owner throughout New England. I'm here with Jim Giuliano. He's the Vice President of Marketing and Advertising for Town Fair Tire.
Paul, Town Fair Tire is a proud sponsor of the Recognition Award Series. At the end of the series, we're going to have a Town Fair Tire Choice Award winner for the $500 gift certificate.
It's going to be very exciting.
Jim, I want to introduce you to Fred Morrison. He's the owner of the 66 Riviera.
Hey, Fred. You have a great looking vehicle here. Tell us a little bit about it.
This is a 66 Buick Riviera. It's got big wheels on it. The car's been lowered. It has a high output 454 in it with custom made hemispherical heads on it.
It's an awesome looking vehicle, and on behalf of Town Fair Tire and Cruisin New England Magazine, I'd like to present you with your award and a gift certificate from Town Fair Tire.
Get to Town Fair Tire. You always get free mounting, free flat repair, free tire rotation, free snow tire changeover. Drive with confidence. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Cruisin New England is back with Skip Barber, owner of Lime Rock Park Racetrack. We've seen Skip's collection that includes everything from this classic 39 Woody, his 32 Hot Rod, and his custom Foose Ford.
What's your favorite right now? What is your favorite vehicle in your collection?
I'd have to make that up.
You have to, well, let's make one up.
Here's 3 more cars from his collection. A 1957 Cadillac Barretts, a 1955 Chevy Nomad wagon with V8 engine.
It's a 2-door station wagon. That's real practical. I mean, it's all about style. It was the most expensive Chevy. It cost more than a convertible.
A Lincoln Zephyr. Maybe his favorite make is a Ferrari, because Skip owns 3.
This is really the last great car that you could race successfully and drive on the street. I mean, some people bought them for one purpose and used them for the opposite one. It's beautiful, but if you look inside, you really can see some of the safety changes. You can see them because this car doesn't have them. I mean, there's no roll bar. The seats are really flat. They don't hold you in. It doesn't even have seat belts. I mean, there were still even in 1960, some guys that believed that getting tossed out of the car was the real safe way, rather than being buckled in, going with a car when it rolled. It was tremendously fast. This car was built to win Le Mans, but you could drive it home.
So how would you teach me how to drive this vehicle?
Well, depending kind of on which way you wanted to go, the skills you need to be a good race driver are the same ones you need to be good on the street. That doesn't mean you race on the street. But if you really are good with the brakes in a race car, it's so you go around the track faster. I mean, you reduce your braking times, longer on the throttle, but that same skill is what you'd use to avoid the proverbial kid that steps out in front of your street car.
So how fast can this thing go?
This car, you know, this is a 170-mile-an-hour car. You don't have your seatbelt on because you don't have one.
Seatbelt. Are you nervous?
You probably.
This is Lime Rock Park, home to the Skip Barber Racing School. Founded in 1975 with 2 borrowed Lola Formula Fords, the school has trained amateurs along with many of the premier racers in America.
I'll get you. This is chauffeur service.
Nothing but the best here at Lime Rock Park.
Has nothing to do with the fact that the door handle broke. Passenger?
Passenger, let's go.
When we come back, I'll get some driving tips from the master himself.
Tired of waiting for delivery of your classic car parts? You need NPD. National Parts Depot continues to be the nation's leading source for quality restoration parts and supplies for Ford, Truck, Mustang, Camaro, Chevelle, and Firebird. With 4 strategically located superstores, you'll find everything you need shipped to your door within 1 to 3 business days. For your free catalog, visit NPD online or call toll-free. Don't be the last guy on the block to get your ride rolling. NPD takes the frustration out of restoration.
Barrett-Jackson Auction Company is the world's greatest collector car auctions. Please visit the website at barrett-jackson.com to learn more about bidding, consigning, or attending the event.
Eggy Machine Company provides vintage domestic engine components for the nostalgic automotive enthusiast. We manufacture our pistons in Southern California with old-school craftsmanship and modern technology. Visit eggy.com. Ron's Auto Restoration and Sales, professional Corvette restorers for 25 years, specializing in early and mid-year Corvettes with mechanical and cosmetic upgrades for all years right up to the new C6. Call us at 800-524-6195 for all your Corvette needs.
Find out more about Cruisin New England Productions, our television show, car show series, and magazine. Visit our website at www.cruisennewengland.com. The Lars Anderson Auto Museum in Brookline, Massachusetts is the oldest car museum in New England. Open year-round, the museum hosts lawn events, lectures, and a variety of exhibits. Visit larsanderson.org.
The best mobile DJ entertainment for your next event. GaryJamesShow.com or 800-726-4216. Gary James Show from WMEX. Cruisin New England Productions advertising and sponsorship opportunities. Cruisin New England magazine has been updating auto enthusiasts with event information and special features for over 15 years. Cruisin New England, the fun car show series, includes the Elite Dream Machines at Mohegan Sun, the All Wheels Nationals on Cape Cod, the Super Wheel Showdown on City Hall Plaza, Boston, and the Spooktacular Cruisin Classic. Cruisin New England with Paul Manette on Nesson showcases magnificent collections of automobiles, memorabilia, collectibles, cruise night, and car show segments. For more information, call 508-428-8055.
We're at Lime Rock Park in Connecticut with Skip Barber. Skip founded the Skip Barber Racing School in 1975. Skip believes that everyone is coachable.
Same thing that makes you fast on the racetracks makes you nice and smooth on the road. Do you see how gently I'm turning the wheel? Right. And now I'm starting to release it. I'm not suddenly straightening it at the end. I'm trying to make this as smooth as I can. And smooth means fast. This one's weird. We're going to hit the inside at the very end because the next corner's more important. Whoops, I missed it. It's been a while. Now we're going to go in and have you do it, except do it better than me.
Have you produced any famous drivers from your school?
Tons. Tons. Some at the very beginning, like Montoya, Juan Pablo Montoya. The first thing he did was a school with us in California. Almost every winning stock car driver has done it to be a better road racer. Marco Andretti, who's the young American hope, did all his early stuff with us. And the closer we are to going straight, the more you can give it the throttle. Slow it down a little more. Whoops, we missed the inside.
Right here.
That's called missing the apex. So now you're getting it late, and now we're in deep trouble.
So that means I go off and any type of speed, I'm gone.
It just means you're slow. I mean, you have to slow down because you're making a tighter turn. Okay, this is the one we hit the inside late. Good, good. Get it to the left and keep, when you do, keep it there.
I even got there a little too soon.
Yeah, but this is good. Now. Let it track out. Let it track out. Everybody makes mistakes all the time.
Okay.
The good guy picks them up instantly, and he corrects so soon, you don't even know he made the mistake. Get to the left a little further. Let it track to the outside, and then you're going to have to turn it just a little bit tighter. This is good. Get to the inside here, the inside here. Good, good, good. Now you can start undoing it, if you will. Yep, and we get back to the outside. This is the right idea. This is the one we hit the left side late. Good, good, good. Good, all the way up to the curb on the left. And keep it here. This is good. Now get the apex, yeah, but let it go all the way across the road. Because now you can start opening the throttle if you let it go out there. Good.
Very good.
Good. That's pretty smooth.
Do I have a future in racing? That's the thing. Do I have a future? You can tell right off the bat.
I think you should be a sponsor.
All right.